All right, everybody, help me welcome the man behind Owl's mask, Marcus Massey. Well, thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate it. How are you today?
I am very well. I hope everybody else is very, very well too. And I have to tell you, when Kevin said to me, "I'd like you to be on here," I said, "I'll be there
and,
for
the,
sure."
and the
Yes,
puns begin.
yes, yes, exactly right.
So this
Brilliant. Yes,
isn't your first go around with Winnie the Pooh, because you were actually Colt in the first one. But now instead of
that's
being a victim, now you're the antagonist. How does that feel?
absolutely, that's right. In the first film, I only had a very, very small part as one of the champagne drinking rednecks who turns up. It's very important that he has to drink the champagne
Absolutely.
because if I didn't smash him over the head with a champagne bottle, he would have to be a can of beer, and that's not very cinematic, is it?
Yeah, but are
Uh,
you a redneck drinking champagne? Isn't that a beer thing for a redneck?
Well, but exactly. So normally you would have beer, but I had champagne because it's better to smash him on the head with champagne.
Yeah, bigger bottle.
And it just looks good, and you just see smashing everywhere. That's no spoilers. Let's face the
Yeah,
facts.
yeah,
He
absolutely.
kills everybody, and so I die.
Yeah, well,
So that's not really a spoiler. But you see, I've done a lot of films with Jagged Edge and Dinosaur Hotel 2, Dinosaur Hotel 3, Dinosaur Prison. It's not all dinosaurs though. There is the Viking Revenge, Three Blind Mice, and the Killing Tree, which is absolutely terrific. It's a killer Christmas tree who goes around taking revenge on nasty people who don't give enough at Christmas
oh,
and,
okay.
and kills them all.
That's
There's a
interesting.
story. Yes, well, I mean, well, you see, he is a mass murderer, but at least he has a credo, and right? I know,
I mean,
I am
yeah.
stealing a little bit there from the Big Lebowski, but the thing is that yes, yes, but that obviously that's slightly mad, and in fact, there's another, there's somebody else, Kelly Rhiannon Sampson. She is in The Killing Tree, and she is also in this new Winnie the Pooh 2 film.
Yes, she is. I'm
So,
actually going to be talking to her about that after the movie. I had an interview with her about her newest Cinderella's Curse. And
oh yes, yes,
so we're going to
she
be
is
talking to her.
fantastic.
Absolutely.
You're going to enjoy that.
Yes, I'm
Yes,
very much
brilliant.
looking forward to that. But what we need to talk about is what was your inspiration behind this character of Owl? Because we know
Yes.
originally he is like supposedly the wise one in the group, directing everyone else on what to do. Is that how you're going about this film?
Well, exactly. So when I got the script, I read it, and of course, in the old books, if you remember, and I had to remind myself, in the old books, Owl, he pretended he was the wise one. He was very conceited because he just had this vision of himself, whereas he is the wise one, and he says all these wise and important things. Whereas in actual fact, the joke was that, of course, he talks a load of rubbish, and that's why it's funny. Now, in this, it's not really giving anything away very much because we get this from the first film that these creatures have been abandoned by Christopher Robin. Christopher Robin has said that he loves them, he cares about them, and he's going to look after them, and they're part of the family. And then he disappears and goes off. He does what humans do to each other: betrayal and abandonment and knife between the shoulder blades, and it cuts deep. Now, here's the problem. Owl, as you can see, you have a T-shirt here with Owl on it. Owl, I mean, he's not a handsome chap. He's
I,
pretty
I agree with
evil
that.
looking guy.
Yeah,
But the reason why he's an evil looking guy is because you'd be an evil looking guy too if you had to put up with that sort of pain and struggle for all your life. And because he's Owl and he is wise, he is the thinker and the planner of things. Pooh, and this is not giving anything away, of course, we all know this, is a bear of little brain. So often Pooh needs guidance. And so Owl is. So I thought to myself, well, look, everybody knows what it's like to be betrayed. Everybody knows what it's like to have a plan and an idea and a vision of the world, and then have circumstances and people cut it down around you, make you feel empty inside, and especially when things get worse than that. So that is where I came from with Owl. Owl, I want you to be looking at him going, yes, of course, he is advocating some crazy stuff here. But I understand that because I feel like that too sometimes. And that is where Owl came from.
Now, when you got the role, and you obviously had this thought in your head of how you wanted to do Owl, did you and the director have different viewpoints on how Owl was supposed to be portrayed?
Well, the thing is that Rhys knows me very, very well. So he knew that I was going to deliver something which was, in the method we call it, brave and exciting choices without being absurd. Now, the thing is that obviously there is a certain absurdity in this whole situation. You've
Obviously.
got all these animals, but within the context of the story and the world, it's not absurd. It's very, very down to earth, and he knew that I will be able to deliver that, and so as soon as we started, then he let it go. It's almost as if he goes, come on, give me what you give it to me all on the table, and I just want to see what comes out of you, and he's great like that. He hands it over when he knows that you're going to, and on occasion, you might go, you know what, I think that in this scene that we could do this, or we could do it like that. And he will go, and he will think about it and then come back and either go, yes, do it, or he'll go, oh, no, that's not going to work. But he's always open to ideas, which is really, really, well, it's really good of him, because these films were done very, very quickly. We don't have months and months. This is not an Apocalypse Now situation where we can just carry on filming for ages. Every day has a schedule, and if you don't make the day, then that means you probably have to cut scenes. So there is an urgency to finish. And if the sun is coming up, this is nothing to do with, oh yeah, I'm perfectly willing to work for a bit longer, because the day is gone, the sun has come up, we now can't shoot anymore because it's bright. So, and of course, this is a dark film, so there's a lot of darkness. So making the day is essential, and so the fact that he allows this latitude and fluidity in the work is very generous of him.
How long did you have to make this film?
And I think it was only about. I think it was about 21 days, but the difference between this film and the previous one is not only we did have a few more days because it's a bigger budget, but also the locations are very much more exciting and varied, and of course there's the special effects are much more sophisticated. You only need to look at the trailer and the stills that have been released. I mean, all the creatures and all the animals look absolutely terrific, whereas in the first film it was fairly obvious they were rubber masks.
Very much so.
To be fair, to be fair, they were.
Yeah.
So
now, how uncomfortable is it for you to perform all these acts and the killings with all this prosthetics on?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question, because I had no idea what it was like to wear prosthetics before this, and so I just thought, well, I mean, surely it is what I imagine it to be. It's just putting on some sort of mask. But no, It is actually, well, first of all, it takes an hour and a half to put on, hour and a half in the chair, and it is very, very thin latex, and it is literally glued to your face. And so when it dries, it moves with your face. So it then becomes real. And that's all very well and good for the first hour. But after that, what happens is it gets hot in there. You start sweating. Then, of course, because it's literally glued to your face, your nose cavity is glued in, which means that, first of all, you can't breathe through your nose. Secondly, if you need to blow your nose, you can't. And then thirdly, because you're sweating, then this nose cavity, after a few, maybe about 4 or 5 hours, it starts filling up with gunge. So, of course, so you can't breathe, you can't do anything. So you have to breathe through your mouth. This then causes problems with regard to drinking and eating, because, of course, you have to quickly take a swallow and then breathe. Or if you're eating something, you either have to use very, very small mouthfuls because you have to quickly chew it and swallow because you can't breathe in between those moments. Or you just go, you know what, this is just too difficult. And, you know, maybe for the first 4, 5, 6 hours, you can put up with it. After that, then it starts becoming a bit uncomfortable. And when you get to about hour 12, it affects you as a person. Now, the point is that I'm lucky because Owl happens to be in a bad mood for quite a lot of the film.
So you could use that to your advantage.
You use it. It is what we call in the method, we call it a gift. And what it is that, you know what, this is a gift. So use it and make it part of what is actually taking place at the moment. Make it part of the scene and part of the situation that's taking place. It's the internal frustration and the irritation and the agony and the way that you have to spit words out, breathe, and then spit the next words out because you can't breathe in any other way.
It sounds like misery.
But joyful misery, because you can feel it really work in the scene, really work in the space. And so, yes, so that was so of course this gives me an entirely different appreciation for people who I never thought of having these sort of issues before in Star Trek, like like Worf, Michael Dorn, and the Cardassians, and all of those guys who have to wear these all the time. And then we go, my God, this. Now I know. Now I have an appreciation of what these people go through. You know, it's not just coming in and sitting down, and as a bloke, they do your makeup in about 5 or 6 minutes. You're in there having it pasted, and then of course taking it off takes about half an hour at least.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, these because of course when you take it off, it's super glued to your face, so you have to peel it, get a brush of acetone to do it, then wait until and then peel it a little bit more, and then carry on. It's okay around these areas because these areas are quite tough, but around your eye area and here, then of course you have to do it very, very slowly, and so that takes quite some time even to get out of it. And so yes, so totally different appreciation. So that is something which was totally new. I wasn't, you know, certain things that you can prepare for, but I wasn't prepared for that because I had no idea.
So now we have, speaking of Al and the prosthetics and everything, we have this new suit that you have to wear as well, right? So you got this big feathery suit. Do you get talons? Are talons going to be part of your killing regiment?
I do have talons. I can say that because one of the photos that has been released has me going with my talons. And of course, they're not there for show. They are there to be used. I've got various different methods of killing people, but Talon's is there. I mean, kind of, you have to credit Rhys and various other people for thinking up more exciting ways to kill somebody than just go.
True.
Because that would be too easy.
It would.
And it would be, oh, yeah, of course you're going to do that. Well, yeah. But I'm going to do a lot of other things as well.
Now, did you hear there is a rumor online that Owl actually eats a baby in the movie?
You're going to have to wait and see. My goodness me. I mean, sort of like, what, it's not normal for owls to eat babies normally, is it?
I can't imagine.
No.
That's pretty far out in left field there.
It is crazy. I need to take a look. I haven't read that. I need to look at that.
I was kind of shocked when I saw that. I'm like, I don't know about that one.
Well, I mean, it's not in Dinosaur Hotel 2, the characters who are dealing with the live game show are all previous winners, and so they are all put they're all gathered together going, the 8 previous winners are going to now have a big show off. Now, the fact is that to win, you're one of the 8, and to lose means that 7 of the 8 of you get eaten by dinosaurs. So, of course, nobody really wants to do it, but the producers of the show persuade them to do it by kidnapping their children, and so the mind of this universe is mad. So anything can happen.
Well, I guess we're not going to spoil that one yet. But is there any training or physical training that you had to do to prepare for this role?
Right. Okay. Well, I'd love to say I had to learn to fly, but I'm not going to. No. Okay. Well, I think being an actor, especially and if you do live shows as well, sort of performances, which I do, then it is always important to be physically fit. That doesn't necessarily mean that you are you've got a BMI of 20 or something like that. But I mean, you can be heavy for your height, but physically fit to get through the day and still have the energy at the end of the day that you expect to have at the beginning. And I do a lot of running, and I go to the gym a lot. In fact, I've just been today, and it's and I think that's always important. It gets your blood pumping, it helps you relax, it helps you think clearly, and it gives you the stamina that you need to get through. And sometimes shooting days can be long and stressful, and things can not always go to plan. And to be physically in charge of yourself does help a great deal. So I didn't have to do anything specific for this role, but I always, as an actor, I always try and be physically fit at all times, and I work on and as you know, as everybody knows, you can't just do that the day before or something. It's a lifestyle.
Right. Now, without giving too much away, obviously we can't give spoilers, but what was the toughest scene for you to film?
I think the toughest scene was the scene in which I've already said that Owl is obviously the brains, because he's Owl, and so my favorite scene, which is a really important scene, is in Owl's lair, where Owl is explaining the whole situation, and that was I felt that was tough. not because it was tough. And you never go into something thinking this is going to be tough because you're already on top of your game. You know exactly what's going to happen. But there is a certain pressure that you put on yourself to say, it's not good enough for this to be good or done correctly and done right. This has to be terrific.
So this is like your big scene that you wanted to make sure was perfect.
Exactly. And you have to trust in the process of you, because the way I see it, and it's not just me, it's the way I was taught in the way, is that acting is not being a puppet. It's not deciding on what you're going to do and you already know what you have to say and going through it. Oh, now I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to do this. Of course, there are things that are requirements. If I have to put a cup down at one point in a scene and then say a line and then pick it up again, then these are things that have to be done in that order. So you know that. But if you plan it all, then you are literally puppeteering, and then there is no creativity. The whole point is that even if you're doing 5 or 6 takes of every scene, every time you do a take, it has to be, as my acting coach used to say, the illusion of first time. It has to be in the same way as in real life. You have no idea what you're going to say in 15 seconds time. You have no idea what's going to happen in 15 seconds time. You're living a real world situation. So if somebody says something to you, that's the first time you've heard them say it. And when you say something to them, it's because you have just decided to say such and such a thing, even though in reality, it's all listed in the script and you've rehearsed it and you know what you're going to do. So it's this illusion of first time, and to make it really good and real, you have to maintain that, which means there's no planning. You have to have it all ready inside you to go and trust that. And that is the challenge.
So this movie's coming out very, very soon. Like, it's right around the corner. When it does, what is something you're hoping the audience takes away from this? What is the big wow factor here?
Right. Well, in actual fact, the premiere is in London tomorrow.
Wow.
And yes. But in the United States, of course, tickets have been on sale for, I think, 9 days now. And I think it's at the end of March. I think you've got 3.
Correct.
3. Now, so I want them to watch, because this film has got a number of storylines, threads in the story, and it's fascinating. So first of all, don't expect a dumb film. There is a very, very famous British actor, but of course he's well known in Hollywood too, from things like 4 Weddings and a Funeral and so forth. Simon Callow, he's in it. And he wouldn't be in a stupid film. I mean, obviously, there are mad, crazy moments, and in it is sort of living in a sort of alter reality where animals walk and talk. But there are messages in this film, and there are lessons to be learnt. It's almost like sort of moral decisions and how people and other creatures in the world should be treated, and the consequences of outrageous actions towards other people and creatures and the world itself.
Well, you're really raising the bar high for this movie right now. So
yes, this is a totally different story to the first film.
Good.
Yes,
good. All right, so I don't want to take too much of your time, but I want to throw one final fun random question out there. We take Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, and Owl. We throw them all in a battle royale. Who's coming out on top?
Okay, okay. Well, well,
It's a tough
Pooh
one.
is a serious. Pooh is a serious guy. I mean, the guy who plays Pooh is, I think, he's over 7 foot tall. He is.
Wow.
He is a. He is a. He is a big chap. But I think by Tigger's very nature, he is a tiger. He is mad. He is. He really brings it to everybody. He is. So I think that he would be. He's almost like the Muhammad Ali. It's like, yes, you have got Pooh. Pooh. I'm just a bird. I've got no chance. Let's face it. I mean, okay, but Pooh might be big and strong, but Tigger is a crazy mental tiger
So he's
that
got
should
the
have a
fury.
butterfly net chucked over his head and hauled off to the mental asylum.
Nice.
But nobody can do that. So because he's so crazy and mad and is a tiger, I think that he could dance around Pooh. And so yeah, Tigger is the serious contender, whereas all the rest of us are young pretenders. Yeah.
Well, I am super, super excited for this movie, and I thank you again for taking the time. And I look forward to not only this movie, but any other ones you have in the near future. I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for them.
Thank you very much. Yes. It's going to be great. I have a suspicion, and I don't really know, but I don't think this will be the last Pooh.
Ooh. All right. I like that. I like little sneaks.
Well, I mean, right. We'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
Well,
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Kevin. It's been great. What can I say? It was nice to meet you.
that it is.
Yes. Owl's well that ends well.
Owl, well. Oh, wow. The puns continue. I love it. All right. Well, you have yourself a wonderful day. And again, I hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you very much. Everything will be owl right.
All right. You take care now.
Take care. Thank you so much. Brilliant. Bye.